Hello and welcome to the Epidemic. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. My name is Narb, and it is time once again to go over one of Halo 5's newest maps to matchmaking. So today we'll be bringing our attention towards Fathom, and I'll do my best to cover everything I feel is needed to say about the map. But of course I do encourage all of you to leave your own thoughts and opinions down in the comments once the video is over. When I first played on Fathom, I noticed that this was probably one of the most simplistic map design layouts that I've ever seen in matchmaking. The map has an inversely symmetrical layout and for the most part, plays more horizontally rather than vertically. The reason for this is because the amount of verticality on the map is extremely limited. There is a main central bridge that towers over the majority of the canvas, and this is obviously where players want to fight for the most, but the problem with this is that there's only really two hard routes to get to this area, and it's the only vertical spot on the map, and therefore way too much focus is put into one single area. There aren't really any solid neutral pathways to the middle either, other than a very small amount of risky jump ups that can actually just kill you. So because of that, players are usually fighting at each team's stairways or on the bridge itself. This creates very repetitive gameplay, and I find myself doing the same exact things every time I play on Fathom. If a team is able to gain control of their railgun spawn, then it's going to be extremely easy for them to predict the ways you approach the bridge, because as you know, there's only two ways to get up there. The lack of other vertical spots on the map creates a very forced kind of feeling and just does not help the gameplay of the map whatsoever. Limiting your player's ability to choose where they want to go will, in the long run, decrease the lifespan of the map. If you engrave a certain way to play a map into a player's mind and don't give them the options to diversify their choices, then you'll start to see a pattern in how a map plays. Also, the amount of 90-degree angles on this map is ridiculous. It's essentially the entire map. And if you remember from what I said in my last review, it's not good to have too many of these. It just creates uninteractive gameplay, which of course is not what you want. It pushes away from that circular flow and instead creates a more rectangular and blocky kind of flow. The main two powerhouses, Active Camo and Railgun, are located in the middle of the map. Each team has the same exact opportunity to get them, so I don't really have any complaints about those. With all that being said, on occasion, I don't really notice these issues. There will be games where I can just play normally and end the game without any complaints. Sometimes having an overly simple map can prove to be decent, but in the long run, the gameplay will begin to get stale and the map won't ever be remembered as anything too great. My biggest gripe with this map is that you could easily recreate this map in Forge and people would look at it and say, you know what? This is probably a bad map, but because 343 is able to hide that through aesthetics, it appears to have more depth than it really does. So if you couldn't already tell, I'm not a huge fan of this map. I don't hate it, but I definitely don't think it's matchmaking quality. There are so many other map design choices that they could have made, but for some reason, they chose to go with this, which leaves me fairly disappointed. And because of the overly simplistic style of Fathom, I don't have as much to go over as far as this review goes. I'm not purposely trying to be very hard on the map, but the way it was made doesn't really leave me any choice. If you still have trouble understanding that, then you might need to check out my feedback and criticism video. Again, I am actually sorry if Fathom is your most favorite map ever, but this is just how I feel. So please, like always, tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I always love hearing what you guys have to say. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the near future.